Tucked away in the far northwest corner of Australia lies a land that has captivated the heart of every adventurer and explorer. A region so rich in ancient beauty and culture, it's as if time itself has stood still. Welcome to the Kimberley. For years, this place has occupied a special space in my mind, igniting a deep desire to explore its wild and harsh landscapes. The dangers here are real, but so is the allure. I begin my pilgrimage in Sydney, flying across the country to the remote town of Kununurra. From there, I embark on a 5-hour journey across the dry and dusty outback. It's one of the most spectacular locations in all of Australia, the Bungle Bungles. Here, I will spend the next 4 days hiking deep into the heart of this majestic and spiritual place. Well guys, welcome to the Kimberley. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. This place has been at the top of my bucket list for so bloody long, so it feels absolutely amazing to finally be out here walking this country. Now we're doing this hike called the Purnululu Creek Gorge hike, and it's renowned as one of the most spectacular hikes in all of Australia. So we're going to be walking about 8 kilometres up this creek, and then we're going to be turning left and exploring this gorge that goes into the heart of the Bungle Bungles. And from what I've seen, it just looks absolutely amazing. So I cannot wait to get in there and start exploring it. So we're going to be out here for 3 nights and 4 days. So that should give us enough time to sort of explore the gorge and just really sort of soak up this beautiful landscape. So as you guys can see, this place is renowned for its dome rock formations, which is pretty incredible. It's amazing how these form. Well, I've only been walking for about an hour, done around about 3 Ks. Already it is bloody hot, and it's 10 AM in the morning as well. Wow, I don't think the camera's going to do it justice, but that cliff is massive. I've just come into the shade here, just the sun's hitting behind this cliff and it feels so nice. But how's this? So just there, got a dried up waterfall. And just imagine this place in the wet season. There'd be just waterfalls absolutely everywhere and they would just be thundering down. It'd be a completely different place. Wow. What a magical spot. When I think of the Kimberley, this is exactly what I envision. It's just beautiful to water holes like this. It is hot. It is really hot. Well, not gonna lie, I think I definitely underestimated the heat out here. It is bloody hot. We're going into winter as well, so I can't even imagine this place in summer. Actually, I'm pretty sure they close this area in summer, during the wet season, but even in autumn it's still stinking hot. But at least there's some water, because this place does dry up. I think give it another month or so, apparently this creek's meant to be pretty dry, so at least collecting water shouldn't be too much of an issue. Alright, so we finally made it to a spot called the Elbow. This is a point on the creek where it turns 90 degrees and then it cuts its way into the belly of the beast. So we'll start making our way down to the gorge and find a spot to set up camp. That sun is absolutely cooking me. It is so hot, like even just like the radiating heat off the ground. Oh man, working up a sweat. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is insane. Man, this is one hell of a place. Like, hopefully the camera's still doing justice of just how steep and impressive these cliffs are. And such beautiful colours as well. Like the contrast between like the orange rock and the green vegetation. It's absolutely beautiful. Alright, so we made it to the base camp area, so we're going to go set up on that little beach over there. So this is an area that a lot of people come to camp at, so that way the next day they can just leave the gear set up here and go explore the 5 fingers of the rest of the gorge. So I think I'll probably do the same. It's a really nice spot though. Awesome view of the cliffs around us. There's this massive waterfall here too. Obviously it's not flowing, but man, I love to see that thing during the wet season. But yeah, we've got a nice option for camp as well. Nice flat sandy beach. So let's get the tent set up. And also just regarding crocodiles, because I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of people ask me about that. You don't get any saltwater crocs in this area, and they're the ones to watch out for. I think you do get freshwater crocs in this kind of like greater area, but from what I understand, there aren't any freshwater crocs up here. Or at least that's what everyone says that I've spoken to, and the lady in the visitor centre didn't mention anything about crocs either. So fingers crossed to be right. It is a pretty deep, dark hole behind us. So yeah, still a little bit sketchy. It's definitely something that I'm not used to, sort of camping in croc country, even if they are freshies. So, but we should be sweet, hopefully. Man, look at my shirt. Look at all the salt on it. That is pretty chatty. That's day one. Alright, so for this trip we're rocking a few new pieces of gear. So I've got the Cedar Summit Ultra 1 tent, which is a semi-freestanding tent. I've got the Cedar Summit Ember quilt, and then just a little Cedar Summit Errol's pillow. The cool thing about where Cedar Summit store their poles is this actually, you can pull the poles out, and it actually doubles as a little light box. So you put your head torch inside there and hang that up inside the tent, and it gives you some nice lighting, which is yeah, pretty unique. Well, not gonna lie, I'm struggling a bit. I feel so dehydrated. I've got like a splitting headache. I just feel absolutely exhausted. Today was a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be. I think I hiked around about 13, 14 kilometers. But just walking on this sand and on the pebbles and stuff, it's really slow going, especially in this heat as well. Like that heat just knocked me around so much. So yeah, I've got absolutely zero energy. Oh, I reckon we'll get some food into us pretty soon, and pretty keen for a bit of an early night. So get some good rest into us, and hopefully tomorrow feel a lot better. So I just remembered I bought some of these off-grid hydration repair satchels. So I might chuck one of these in this litre of water and try and get some salts back into me. I definitely lost a lot of salt today, judging by my shirt. Let's get that good stuff in me. Alright, so for this trip we're actually going to try something new for dinner. So this is by Off-Grid Provisions, and these aren't dehydrated or freeze-dry meals. So they're shelf stable. So basically what you do, and you place the whole pouch in some boiling water for about 5 minutes just to heat up the contents of the pack, and then it's good to go. So it's super simple to cook up. I believe the bloke who started this company is a chef, so yeah, really keen to see how they taste. Like, they sound bloody amazing, eh? So really keen to give it a crack. I think for tonight we'll give the potatoes and saltbush and the Wagyu bolognese a go, and then the next 2 nights we'll have the lamb curry and the venison stroganoff, and we'll add some rice to both those meals. So yeah, let's give it a crack. Alright, so to boil up the water, we've got this Cedar Summit collapsible pot here. So just take the handle off, and inside here we've got a collapsible bowl, as well as a collapsible cup and a little plate as well. So with this pot, if we pop out the bottom, we've got ourselves a really nice big bowl. So I think that holds around about 2 litres. So yeah, plenty of space to be able to chuck those 2 pouches in there and cook them up. I could just eat these straight out of the pouch, but since I've got a plate, I may as well just chuck in the plate. Be a little bit easier to eat. Man, that actually smells delicious. I'm so keen to give this a go. Alright, let's see how she tastes. Oh, she smells so bloody good. Yep, that definitely hits the spot. And exactly what I needed after a big day out hiking. Well, good morning from the heart of the Bungles. It sure is one hell of a place to wake up to. So for breakfast this morning we just got some muesli, and then here we've got some peanut butter, and then some honey. And here comes the sun. I think I like it better when I was in the shade. Well, feeling a lot better this morning than I did last night. Honestly, like after I cooked dinner, I was just absolutely shattered. I really think I had some sort of like heat stroke or something. I was just feeling really strange. Yeah, definitely very dehydrated. So got to try and stay on top of the water today. Although today's, I don't think, as big of a walk today. But yesterday I did try to hydrate as much. I stopped fairly regularly. I probably drank about 6 litres or something yesterday. Just goes to show, like, you really need to be pumping the water when you're out here. Alright, so I'm just getting all my gear sorted for today. And what I think I might do, I might actually just leave my tent and my sleep gear set up on this little beach here. And I'll just take my essentials in the backpack, and then we'll go explore the gorge today, and we can come back here and camp here tonight. So that way it saves me carrying around any unnecessary weight. Alright, so I'll give you guys a quick little rundown of the map. So yesterday we started the car park down here, and we walked about 8 kilometres up this Piccaninny Creek until we reached the elbow, and then we turned left and walked about 4 kilometres, and we're now camped at this little white dot here. Now today we're going to explore the Five Fingers, which are these side gorges that come off like the main gorge. I think it's about 3 kilometres from where we are now to the end of the gorge, but yeah, you've obviously got these side gorges, so that's going to add some more distance to it. So I'm expecting it's probably going to be around about 8, maybe 10 k's today. So that's the plan. We'll try and explore most of that today. And then, although I think this gorge, side gorge 4, is actually closed. I think there's a rock fall there, so you can't explore that. But yeah, so we'll probably come back here, camp around here tonight, and then for tomorrow night, I'm thinking we'll probably change camp, and whether we camp in the gorge somewhere else or whether we sort of come back out and camp along the Piccaninny Creek somewhere just to get a bit of a different vantage point. And then yeah, the following day we'll hike on out of here. So yeah, that's a plan. Alright, so we've got the first finger just there, which is right next to camp. I might leave that for now. I'm pretty keen to sort of make my way towards the end of the gorge and explore those fingers first. Then on the way back, I can explore these, or if I'm running out of time for today, I can always explore that tomorrow. So we'll yeah, make our way towards the end of the gorge. So when I was talking to the lady at the visitor centre the other day, she was actually saying that they're going to classify this as a grade 6 hike rather than a grade 5. Spiderweb. And which means you've got to do this hike with another person. So yeah, but because it hasn't got that on the website just yet, and obviously I booked my flights to come up here, she allowed me to do it by myself. But yeah, I think going forward, you're going to have to come and do this with another person. So yeah, I got pretty lucky there. Managed to squeeze in a nice little solo trip here while it's still around. And I think I might be the first person sort of like doing this trek this season, because she said they only opened this gorge walk about 2 days ago. So I think like obviously the rangers have come up here just to check it out, but apart from that, I haven't really seen like any footprints there. So yeah, pretty cool feeling to be the first personality this season. And this is one of those places that's actually really hard to film, because like you just can't really get a sense of just how deep this gorge is with the camera. It's just so bloody impressive, eh? Well, this section's a lot more slow going than I was expecting. It's a lot of boulder hopping, and you get to these like big sort of pools where you can't really wade through them, so you've got to like scramble up and around them, which is pretty tiring, especially in this heat. I've only gone about 2.5 k's, and I've already had to stop like 5 times to drink water. I'm really trying to stay on top of my hydration today, because like already I can feel like really thirsty. So man, it's so bouldery. I've just gone to this section where the gorge gets pretty narrow, and it's just Boulder City up that way. So it's going to be pretty slow going. Alright, looks like we're through the boulders, and thank God for that. That was an absolute mission, but yeah, we've got some nice creek walking now. Alright, so made it to the end of the gorge, where fingers number 2, 3 and 4 branch off, and it's actually a really beautiful little spot. Like just walking up that sort of dry creek bed, it's really pretty. But yeah, a bit of an issue though, is there's no water around here. All the little ditches around here are dry. So yeah, the last spot that I saw water was back where the boulders are. So I've just come into finger number 2, and I'm going to try and walk down here a little bit to see if we can find any water, because we're in a pretty deep gorge here and it's pretty shady, so hopefully there's still some water hanging around. Wow, got a pretty deep dark hole just there. I remember reading about this online. It's pretty crazy, eh? So let's go have a little bit of a wander inside. Man, this feels so eerie. We've got some water down there, which is good. Man, this place is full of frogs, and I'm pretty sure they're cane toads, which is a really bad invasive species in Australia. Absolutely everywhere. Man, there are so many frogs in here. Another one over there. A couple more down here. Well, I just walked past this snake and I didn't even realise it until I turned my light on. Not quite sure what kind of snake he is, but it looks pretty sketchy. That was really cool in there. Though, a little bit silly of me to probably not have a head torch on. I could have so easily got bitten by that snake. I was literally probably only about that far away from it when I walked past it. It wasn't until I got the torch out that I looked behind and there's a bloody snake behind me. Like I said, I don't know what kind of snake he is, but judging by the patterns on his back, he doesn't look very friendly. So I did collect some water from in there. I was just thinking, like, you probably get bats in there. So is that going to like do anything to the water? I've obviously got my filter. I've got a life straw filter, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't filter out viruses. And don't bats carry viruses? So I don't know. I've got about that much water left, so I might even just try and save this. I think I'm probably done for this section. Like I said, and gorge number 4 is closed. Gorge number 3 is not very big. You can pretty much like kind of just see it from here. So I think I probably might turn around. It's getting close to 1 o'clock anyway, so maybe I'll just yeah, probably don't use that water, and we'll make our way back and collect some water back where the boulders are. So I'm trying out a couple new water filters for this trip. They're both by Life Straw, and this pouch holds about 1 litre of water, I think. And if you screw that off, it's got a water filter inside of it. So you just have to fill that up with water, screw that on, and then you can just drink straight from that, which is pretty handy. And I've also got this little one, and if I pair that with my Knock 2 litre water bladder, that just screws onto the bottom of there, and then you can just squeeze the water through it and fill up your bottle. And then to back flush it, it comes with this syringe. So fill that with clean water, you screw that onto the end, and then just push the water through. And you just do that a few times, and then the filter will be ready to go for next time. We just went for a quick little nudie swim just to freshen up. I felt absolutely amazing to get in that water. Definitely pretty grubby after the last couple of days. So something about 3:45, so still got a bit of the afternoon left. Sunset's around about 5:30, so yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to just relaxing for a bit. Usually like when I'm out here filming and stuff, every day is just go, 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 like right up until sunset. So it's actually nice just to be able to chill out and enjoy the serenity. There's heaps of birds out, so it's actually really nice just to lay back and listen to them. Heaps of birds and heaps of flies. Actually, the flies aren't as bad as I thought they were going to be. We went to when we did Uluru, the Red Centre a couple of years ago, the flies were horrendous there, but they're actually not too bad here. Time to get some sugar into us. Alright, so tonight we're going to have the venison stroganoff, and then we'll add half this rice, and we'll save the other half for tomorrow night's dinner. Alright, we're just about to lose that light. And man, the birds are going off their head. I think they're crows. It's so cool to listen to in this gorge, just like echoes. Well, let's give this one a go. Man, that is actually really tasty. That is honestly really nice. Like that, you guys can see it, but that is a big chunk of meat right there. That's definitely something you don't get in dehydrated meals. Man, I can't believe I'm actually in the Kimberley. It's like one of those like pinch me moments. Like for the last like probably 4 years or so, I've had like a real sort of draw to come to this area. To actually finally be here. It's a pretty special feeling. I've just come up over here to try and get out of the sun for a bit because down on that beach it is just getting cooked. So one thing about this place is I've really come to not like the sun out here. It's just so brutal. I think I definitely underestimated the heat maybe, or just being how dehydrated I am. I just cannot seem to get on top of it. Like I'm not hungry at all. Like I'm only eating because I feel like I need to eat something for brekkie, but all I want to do is just drink. And even then I feel like I can't even drink enough, eh? So yeah, I think I'm definitely on the dehydrated side. Like yesterday I would have drank, gosh, close to probably 10 litres, eh? Doing trips like this, in country like this, definitely makes you appreciate how the old Aboriginal mobs used to do it, and just even like the early explorers, like the early settlers and stuff, when they tried to find their way across the country, not knowing where they're going, where the water's going to be, or if there's going to be any water, because half this country's desert. So, oh man, those guys are some tough men. Well, I'm not really feeling my normal self. I'm feeling a bit off. I can't quite tell if it's like dehydration or if I'm actually starting to get a bit sick. Like my throat's been feeling a bit funny since last night, and even just talking now, like my voice sounds a bit different. But yeah, I've just got absolutely no energy this morning. It's really strange. I've just been trying to snap out of it, but I just keep going back into these little slumps. I don't know whether I'm being soft or whether something's up. Yeah, a bit frustrating. I think what I'll probably do today is I don't think I'll probably sort of like push myself too much today, but there is a side canyon, like the first gorge just there. So I'll probably go explore that for a little bit, and then we'll make our way back outside of the main gorge. And I think there's a cool water hole we could probably camp at for tonight. We'll find somewhere around there, so that way tomorrow we don't have as big of a walk. Because I've got to be back. The lady said I have to be back by 4 p.m. at the visitor centre, otherwise they send a rescue chopper to look for me, and they're being serious as well. So yeah, I've got to make sure I get back by 4 p.m. tomorrow. Well, hopefully you guys can get a good sense of like how tall these cliffs are. That thing is massive. There's like, the size of a skyscraper. It's huge. You really got to wonder like how a place like this forms. Like this rock must be so old. To think that this rock was originally laid down, I believe, as like an ancient river or something like that. So then the sediment built up, turned to sandstone, and then I believe this kind of mountain range got like uplifted, and then this gorge had to form. Like whether this gorge was like sort of partly formed with the upheaval of the land, or whether the creek cut it out, or whether a bit of both. But it's actually insane to think about. Our little brains cannot comprehend that kind of a time. Man, what an incredible spot. Got these massive cliffs just towering around us. All these beautiful cabbage tree palms surrounding the waterhole. We've got a big waterfall just there, which would be absolutely insane to see during the wet season. It's beautiful. Now, I'd love to go for a swim, but from what I understand, this is the only sort of like most reliable water source in the whole gorge. So they say, they ask you to not to swim in here or do any washing up or anything like that in this, just to keep it nice and pristine in case, all the other water holes dry up. How good are sesame snaps? I've actually just been laying here for about an hour. It's been actually quite nice to get out of the sun and just chill out for a bit, listen to all the birds. There's heaps of crows around before. I might have even had a little siesta as well, which is actually quite nice. But I'm getting pretty close to 2 o'clock, so I think I might make a move and we'll try and find a camp. Freshwater mussel. That's pretty cool. Oh man, walking on these sand and pebbles is killing me. Right, I'm going to try and pull over and find a camp soon. I've had enough. This hike has turned out to be a lot harder than I was expecting. Just walking on this sand and pebbles and the heat. Man, it's just tough. I can kind of see why they want to upgrade it to a class 6. Like, you think it'd be easy, you're just following a river, like a creek bed, but man, she takes it out of you. Well, I feel like today, or even this trip, there's been a lot of whinging. So I apologise for that, guys, but I'm trying to keep it real. Let you guys, know what I really think and how I really feel. Man, my voice is, can't even talk properly. I'm buggered. Absolutely buggered. Before I get all my stuff out of the bag, I'll give you guys a quick little look at the new pack that I'm rocking for this trip. The brand's called Whippa, and so they're based out of the Blue Mountains. They're actually an offshoot brand of Summit Gear. So some of you guys might have heard of Summit Gear in the Blue Mountains. They make a lot of sort of canyoning and climbing packs. So yeah, Whippa is their new brand, which is all about sort of ultralight packs. And yeah, they actually hand make all these packs in the Blue Mountains. I'm pretty sure like they're one of the only like Australian manufacturers of backpacks left. So it's really cool to see that there's at least one brand getting around that actually makes their packs in Australia. And so far it's been a really good pack. Like I really like this big front pocket on it, because a lot of ultralight packs seem to have that kind of mesh or that like stretchy material at the front. Whereas I really like the fact this is a nice big pocket, so I can put my first aid kit and stuff in there, and it keeps it nice and dry if it was to rain. And I also really like about this pack, say compared to my Hyperlight mountain gear pack, it's actually got load lifters, which is honestly, I don't know why the Hyperlight doesn't have these, but that's yeah, so good for getting that weight close to you. And also I'm really liking the way this the shoulder strap here is designed, because with the Hyperlight, it's hard to explain, but these straps come straight out of the back of the backpack, whereas this has kind of got a bit of a contour to it. And I find with the Hyperlight, it kind of digs into your traps, whereas this one's really comfy. So yeah, it's only first time using it. This is a 60 litre pack. It's probably slightly like too big for this trip. I probably could have got away with maybe like a 45 litre or something, or a 50 litre, but yeah, so far I really like it. It seems to be a really nice pack. And tonight we're going to have that Outback lamb curry. And just some of the rice as well. Whoa. It's a little bit windy tonight. Wow, that actually smells really, really nice. Now, since it's a curry, I hope it's not spicy, because I'm not very good with spice. But it smells good. Yeah, that's really nice. And once again, it's actually got big chunks of lamb in it as well. Alright, maybe it's a little bit spicy, but I'm an absolute sook when it comes to spice. Anyway, I'm going to finish this off. I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, it's about 6 AM. Decided I'll try and get up early and pack everything down and start walking before the heat of the day hits us. I'm definitely feeling a little bit sick, eh? That's a problem when you got to go through airports to do trips like this, is you can very easily pick up a sickness. I'm trying to think of how to sign this video off. Not quite sure what to say about this trip. On the one hand, it has been absolutely spectacular, like one of the most beautiful places I've ever explored. On the other hand, it was brutal. Just the dehydration, like I didn't expect it to knock me around so much out here. That first day was, I'm sure that was definitely some sort of heat stroke. When I went to bed that night, I was just absolutely shattered. So it's definitely been a tough trip. But then there's moments like this, like I've just been laying under this tree, just by this little water hole, just listening to the birds. And it's just so beautiful. Like, I found every time I've sort of stopped to collect water, I would just lay down and look up at the canyon walls, and it truly is a remarkable place. It definitely makes you work for it. So yeah, like I said, not quite sure what this video is going to turn out like. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, whatever it ended up being. It was, even though it was a tough trip, it was still, really beautiful. I really enjoyed it. Definitely won't be the last time we come back to the Kimberley, but I think it's definitely one place I've got to acclimatise to. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hooroo.